Update from Acorn, Nova Scotia Acorn. Coast-to-coast phone-in action. Low-income Canadians demand affordable, fast, and reliable internet amidst COVID-19. The folks involved were to head to the phones between 12 noon today and 2 o'clock. This phone-in action for affordable internet. On the line with us this afternoon to tell us more, we are joined by Marjorie Pemberton, spokesperson for Acorn, Nova Scotia. Hi, Marjorie.
Hello, Sheldon. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you holding up?
Oh, it's different.
It has been.
Beautiful day.
Absolutely.
Just trying to emphasize the positive here.
That's a good thing to do. Tell me first of all, Acorn. What is Acorn for people who don't know?
Acorn is a group, international, that tries to bring justice for people who are economically depressed and poor or working class poor, and there's many of them in this country. And we represent them and try to organize them into actions to make the general population aware and companies. Our action today is for internet companies. Today we've been in touch with the CRTC. They received our messages. It was a phone-in action to certain key players in the government, federal government, provincial government, CRTC, just Eastlink, Bell Canada, all the internet providers, to try to get affordable internet for everybody, because we, along with the CRTC, see it as a necessity, not a convenience. As the internet gets more important in people's lives, people are being shut out because they can't afford it, or they're affording it and saving money from food, or saving money from medication because they need it. And COVID-19 just brought it all home for all of us, how necessary it is. Students need it for homeschooling. People needed to apply for government benefits, the unemployed. And it's an internet world. You need it to compete in this world. Seniors who are shut in and vulnerable, very vulnerable right now, seniors and the disabled or people with underlying health conditions, they need the internet just to stay connected with their family and friends. We have an aging population in Nova Scotia, and a lot of our children had to leave Nova Scotia to find work, and it's a way we can stay connected with their lives. Yeah.
Marjorie Pemberton is here.
Acorn does a variety of actions. They go into a community, say Nova Scotia Acorn, and you can go on Facebook and look up Nova Scotia Acorn, and you'll find all about our action today. And we're having a great response all across the country. It will end tonight at 7 o'clock in British Columbia, and we're protesting online the unfair fees for the internet.
Our guest is Marjorie Pemberton, a spokesperson for Acorn, Nova Scotia. That idea that, it's moved past a luxury. In fact, the Premier himself of Nova Scotia has said it's a necessity, and probably more so now than any other time in recent memory. The way to keep connected, to find out about everything from applying to government programs to, in some ways, education for our kids, and maybe even just a bit of an escape or a way to entertain. You said you had a pretty good response. Any sense as to, how many people were making phone calls today, Marjorie?
I'm not sure. We haven't had a count. A lot of messages were left, and people were waiting to get back from the people we called. Federal government is going to set up a meeting with our membership on the internet matter. The CRTC are going to get back to us on it after the action is finished and they listen to all the reactions across the country. I'll stress, Nova Scotia Acorn at Facebook.com. No, not .com, at Facebook, is where you can find out all about Acorn. We have actions going all across the country. We have great support from various government agencies. It's very strong in Ontario and Quebec and British Columbia. Nova Scotia sort of, the people who are so economically depressed that each day is just a struggle. They can't put anything more on their plate. They're at survival mode. And not having the internet, they don't even know what's available out there for, and we need a leg up, not a step down,
Yeah.
They don't want to, they just don't want to, it's like they're deer caught in the headlights. Mm-hmm. They are struggling. And now with COVID-19, families need the internet to homeschool their children. Their children, once again, are going to be left out of the mainstream if they can't get internet affordable. Okay, you have any questions? I'm rambling on here, I feel.
No. That's fine. I'm doing things here, trying to multitask here. That's all. Marjorie Pemberton, spokesperson for Acorn. Marjorie, when we say lower cost, and this has come up before, what would be deemed an appropriate cost for internet?
Well, it would be determined by your income. If you're below poverty level, during COVID-19, maybe free internet. But there's a $10 internet program that's going on across the country, and they've had great response from the internet providers. But in Nova Scotia, Eastlink is the one we're targeting most because they have failed to even consider it. One response we got from Eastlink management was, we don't need to do this. And, which was heartbreaking for a lot of people who were putting in a lot of work and a lot of hours trying to level the playing field for the poor.
Yeah, absolutely. We wish you well with that. I'm sure that people will learn more, and Acorn Nova Scotia has been very much an advocate for affordable rent for apartments that are not, in bad repair or ill repair or no repair.
Slum landlords are alive and well in Nova Scotia.
We certainly have
you
heard
ask
that.
for repairs, infestations, mold. The list goes on. And they want to increase rents. They're doing slum evictions. They just let apartments go below the standard of decency, and in the hope that people will move, yet still they raise the rent. In my area, when someone moves out, the rent increase is $200 a month, and they're able to get it. Yeah. Now, when people move out, I don't know where they're going. Because they're going to find higher rents other places as well, because there'll be new tenants, so they can raise the rent. Right. Slum eviction, I don't know if many people know what that means. It's the landlords allowing their apartments they don't do repairs, they don't handle situations that shouldn't be, dirty halls, dirty laundry rooms, infestations, and they don't do anything about it in the hope that the people will leave. They'll come in, renovate the apartments, and ask higher rent for it, and they know they can get it. Or they'll tear the apartment down and build one twice as big or 3 times as big and get the rent they want for it. and people are being pushed out of the central area. And a lot of people on low income or poor have to find their own transportation. Buses and bus routes don't go where they can afford to rent, and they're isolated further. It's just downhill.
Absolutely.
And the landlords should be held accountable for this. I mean, we're getting off of our action for today, but we have been doing actions on some evictions across the country.
And we do have to cut it short because of the newscast at 3:00. But Marjorie, this is clearly an issue, a topic that we need to continue with. We do thank you for this, and we'll follow up to find out how the phone-in action on internet costs went. Thank you for this. I do appreciate it.
Can I stress once more?
Yes, please.
Acorn, Nova Scotia, if you want to get involved, all our actions are on there. And today, we love people to be calling in and giving their opinion of the situation with internet being unaffordable for the poor. Call these people. There's a list of numbers.
That's on the Acorn Facebook page, you said?
The Acorn Facebook page, Acorn, Nova Scotia.
Thank you.
And we also have an international page where all the cross-Canada actions are in the bigger cities, Toronto, Hamilton, and Vancouver, and in Quebec, Montreal. They're very organized, and a lot more organized than we are.
All right. Well, Marjorie, I don't mean to. We do need to get going for the news, but thank you for this. Thank you, Marjorie. Take care.
Just trying to get people active.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.